What's up? What's up? We're in the next section talking about A-roll. Now, I know I mentioned B-roll in the last video. That's actually the video after this, but I'm still going to explain what they both are in this video. So basically, A-roll is what you're watching right now. It's that main roll, that camera roll that you're watching when somebody's usually just speaking to the camera. And B-roll is what you're looking at right now. I'm going to be talking about a blue sky with clouds and maybe birds, I don't know. But that's B-roll. B-roll is extra footage that's layered on top of the A-roll to give context as to whatever it is that we're speaking about. Now, you want to use the combination of A-roll and B-roll when you're editing, but right now we're going to specifically talk about A-roll and challenges and just making sure that you guys are set there. So number one, when you're shooting your A-roll, you want to have this light. Now you can see with this light off of me, there's like a little shadow on my face because there's like a camera arm right here from the light that I'm using to film this with. But let's act like that light isn't really there. We're going to put this light. Hopefully you guys bought this light like I recommended at the beginning. And you see that is pretty much fixed for the most part. There's a nice clear light on me. You can see me clearly. I'm looking good. Okay. All right. Now, after you get your light set up, you're going to want to have your mics. Hopefully you guys got the mics that I recommended, and then you can plug this up into the bottom of your phone where your charger goes. This is for an Android, but there's an iPhone version too. That'll come on automatically. Then there's a power button, and you can really just hold this. I like to hold the mic up to my mouth whenever I'm speaking, but you can also do cool stuff if you don't want to hold it, like clip it up to your hat. So I wear a hat all the time. I can clip it that way. Some people will clip it on their shirts, but I don't like clipping these on my shirt because whenever you're using your camera movement, that can, like, your shirt can move and rustle with the mic and stuff, and you don't want to mess up your audio. And make sure whenever you do use mics that you go back and listen and make sure your audio is good before you move on, because the last thing you want to do is be in the editing process and like something hits the mic and you didn't know about it. Keep that in mind, but make sure that you have all these things set up when you're first starting your A-roll setup. Next, we're going to talk about framing. So a lot of people, I got to talk a little bit louder because I'm going to back up. A lot of people will shoot their A-roll like this with a lot of head space above them. I don't recommend this. So what I like to say is keep not like to where there's no head space like that, but you want to have just like a little bit of headspace. There you go. Really, you want to fill up most of the camera depending on, you know, what you're shooting and what you're talking about. Like, for an example, if I'm making a video about this candle, that's enough room for me to show myself and the candle. I don't need to be all the way back here because now you're seeing my legs and all this stuff in the background. That's not important. So make sure that you're aware of your headspace. Now, most of the time when you're shooting videos for UGC, they're going to be in 9:16, which is the frame that we're shooting in now. Now, most of the other videos in this tutorial, I was shooting in 16:9, which is landscape. So that's why I'm shooting in portrait now. So you can kind of get used to how it should look on your camera. Now, you can also shoot your A-roll like this. It doesn't have to be on a tripod. You can use one hand and hold up a product. So if we're talking about this candle, we can say, yo, this Legend candle from Live Bearded, one of my favorite things. I just love the smell of it. You know, anytime I have a girl coming over, tell me they love these candles. You know, just something like that. Get funny with it and tell your stories. But this is a good way to also shoot your A-roll. There's no rules to it, but these are just two different ways that I like to do it. And then lastly, with your A-roll, you really want to make sure that you're paying attention to sound. With these mics that we have, they're really good with picking up just your voice, and they'll block out most of the other stuff that's in the background. So you should be okay. But if you're not using a mic, let's say like you weren't able to get one when you first started, then really pay attention to the things that you might be missing out on. Air conditioners, traffic going by, police sirens, the TV in the next room. Like, your phone camera will probably pick up some of this stuff, and maybe even some of these mics too, but these will be a lot better in drowning them out. When you get to the editing process, music will help to kind of also drown it out a little bit too. And then you can also do some editing to do your voice stuff, but that's another. If you guys run into those problems, like, message me or something like that, or write it in the comments for help, and I'll show you guys how to do that. So that's pretty much everything for A-roll. That should cover all the basics about how to get set up and different ways that you can shoot your A-roll, and pretty much just go from there. So let's move on to the next video and discuss B-roll.